Reaction is pouring in after former Health and Human Services Secretary and candidate for governor Xavier Becerra sat down for an exclusive one-on-one interview with Inside California Politics host and Fox 40 anchor Nikki Lorenzo. It's the first time he has spoken on camera since his and Governor Newsom's former chief of staffs were charged with stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from Becerra's campaign account. Capitol correspondent Eitan Wallace has takeaways from the interview and new reaction from both sides of the aisle.
No one is above the law.
Xavier Becerra speaking out for the first time on camera since Governor Gavin Newsom's former chief of staff, Dana Williamson, and Becerra's former chief of staff, Sean McCluskey, were charged in a bombshell corruption case last week, alleging they stole nearly $250,000 from Becerra's dormant campaign account and then funneled the money to McCluskey.
Do you have any comment, Ms. Williamson?
Williamson pled not guilty to the slew of charges against her, but McCluskey and another alleged co-conspirator, Greg Campbell, who made their first court appearance on Friday, are expected to enter a guilty plea in the coming weeks.
It's a gut punch.
Becerra spoke about the case exclusively during this one-on-one interview on Inside California Politics with host Nikki Lorenzo.
I didn't know the full extent of what was being investigated until I saw, like you did, the indictment.
In the past, Becerra, who is not implicated in the indictment, used his campaign account to fund his runs for Congress and later for California Attorney General, a campaign Williamson managed. But when Becerra was appointed to the Biden cabinet, he had to step away from overseeing his campaign account to comply with federal ethics rules. That's when he put his former chief of staff, Sean McCluskey, in charge of managing that account. Becerra says he authorized McCluskey and other alleged conspirators to withdraw $7,500 from the account each month to pay for what Becerra thought would be maintenance of the account, including oversight and legal fees. But instead of that, the indictment alleges McCluskey and Williamson conspired to take the monthly payments, which added up to nearly $250,000 over time, and funnel that money to McCluskey without Becerra's knowledge.
How were you not aware of that?
I knew what was being paid.
Okay.
What I didn't know was all the underlying activity that was occurring that was against the law.
On social media, though, political heavyweights were skeptical of that answer. This from journalist Gil Duran, who used to work with Williamson in the Brown administration. Quote, "So Becerra signed off on the deal but did not know what was involved. That may excuse him from a criminal indictment, but it raises questions about his fitness for governor of California." Former GOP Congressmember Doug Osee with a similar response, questioning Becerra's judgment. And then there's this from analysts on both sides of the aisle.
It does raise eyebrows.
For someone with that much experience who's not running for governor to not have, more, to have a better idea of where the money's going is it's concerning.
And be sure to catch the full exclusive interview with Becerra on our website, fox40.com. Reporting in Sacramento, covering local news that matters, Eitan Wallace, Fox 40 News.